The microfilm Christine had given to Aidan Crawley had the potential to change the entire direction of the war. It was footage of hundreds of tanks, Wehrmacht regiments, panzer divisions, and stores of ammunition being amassed along Russia's eastern borders. There was also an impressive list of petrol depots, apparently organized to support a mechanized invasion. In Crawley's opinion, there could be no doubt that Hitler was making large-scale preparations for an aggressive campaign against his Soviet ally. He was aware that Christine was officially working for the other organization, the Musketeers, who were subject to growing suspicion from Polish and correspondingly British intelligence. As a result, any information she delivered had to be treated with caution. However, he also recognized the significance of a possible Nazi invasion of Russia. Since the fall of France, Britain's primary allies had been two exiled leaders, reliant on the remnants of their armies also in exile. Hence the investment in resistance and sabotage within occupied territories. Should Hitler now alienate Stalin, there was the potential for an alliance with a world power whose military and economic resources might well prove decisive for the outcome of the war. Hitler's rationale for invading Russia was not only to defeat the Jewish Bolshevik conspiracy and protect Nazi oil interests in Romania, which the Soviets appeared to be threatening. He also hoped that his ambitious plan to defeat Russia in 6 weeks would clarify to the British the hopelessness of their situation. Instead, the prospect of a conflict between Germany and Russia gave new hope to the Allies, hope that at first they hardly dared credit. This was the first positive evidence of its kind, Crawley later wrote. And once Christine had entrusted him with the films, he sent them to the British Air Ministry, who passed them straight to Churchill. That Germany should at this stage, before clearing the Balkan scene, open another major war with Russia seemed too good to be true, Churchill recorded. Despite further reports on extensive troop movements towards Russia from Ultra, the German intelligence signals decoded at Bletchley Park, and other sources, it was not until the end of March that Churchill became convinced that Hitler was resolved on what he called mortal war with the Soviets. Once she had been thoroughly debriefed by the British in Sofia, Christine's report was filed, and Ange was officially recruited to SOE. Crawley had already sent urgent reports to both Cairo and London, and he now warned his Polish colleagues to press on towards Turkey, before Britain severed diplomatic relations with Bulgaria in the wake of the Nazi advance. Early the next morning, Christine and Ange folded themselves stiffly back into the Opal, to which Ange had made some rapid repairs, and headed optimistically towards Istanbul. After a long day trailing behind ox carts and pushing the Opal out of swathes of mud, it was nearly dusk when they reached the last village before the Bulgarian-Turkish border. The Ottoman Empire had supported Germany in 1914, and as a result, lost all its European territories. Now a republic, Turkey would remain neutral throughout the Second World War. Within sight of relative safety, Ange was determined to get Christine, who had still not shaken off the flu, across the border that evening. Polish number plates, white with dark lettering, were very similar to their German equivalents, and in the half-light, the Bulgarian frontier guards mistook the Opel for a German car. Ange took care not to disillusion them, asking in German what time the border closed. To his relief,